Hello everyone, welcome to sauerkrautFAKE, where I basically just post whatever the hell I can. I don't think anyone really watches the videos I post on my main account, but that's okay because they don't watch the videos I post on my alt accounts either. If you don't already know, Mega Man is getting a new game this year, Mega Man Dual Override I think it's called. And with a new Mega Man game comes also a new set of boss fights. And this time around, Mega Man's ready to just blow his load everywhere, so they're doing another classic Mega Man boss design contest like they did in the old days. And obviously, I'm a pretty big Mega Man fan. I like to draw. I think character design is one of the few things I'm kinda good at, and so I wanted to throw my hat into the ring. My hat's probably not gonna stick to anything, but I thought I would just record it and make an easy video out of it, just for funsies, you know, just because it's like free content basically. The only real rule for this contest is the fact that your character needs to be stuck to this one singular base that they provided us with, which, you know what, it's easy enough. It's got like a very it's like a pretty simple enough body type. It's just the only catch is that it's got this very long arm that sucks things up, so Capcom's probably scrolling through like a billion designs right now that are all named Suckwoman. That's just, you know. Okay, well, I've already recorded myself drawing everything for this, so it's kind of weird to be like commentating over my own process. I've never really done this before, but basically, my first idea was to just make like this weird cowboy guy, and the arm is lasso, and he sucks up cows, and maybe he is a cow as well. That's why he's got those weird like SpongeBob glove length udders on his head. I gave him one like weird sucking arm that kind of looks like a menstrual cup, and this is just basically just his most defining characteristics is his revolver, his sucking arm, a little badge. I forgot what a cow looks like here. I had to Google what a cow looks like, but I just, you know, his name is Cowman, so he's a cow and a cowboy. Here's me playing around with a little bit of his facial expressions, how big I want his eyes to be, giving me little horns, little fluffy ears and everything. And basically one of my main goals with this design is just that I wanted him to look kind of badass while also being like silly. Like I want him to be on the line between really cool looking if you draw him correctly and really silly looking any other time. Here's me forgetting what a cowboy looks like. Here's me opening Pinterest to search up what a cowboy looks like, obviously. And here's also me forgetting what a Mega Man character looks like, and just basically needing to plagiarize off of stuff that already exists. In case you're wondering, my favorite robot master is Burn Man. That's the one that's, he's in Mega Man 2, and his whole thing is that he looks like a lighter. And I thought that was really cute because he looks really stupid and just really funny looking. I don't know if that very much shines through on my designing thing, but it's probably visible if you analyze this, if you psychoanalyze this. You know, I would love to be like a fictional character so that people would like psychoanalyze off my lines and just like project their mental illnesses onto me. That would be massive fun. Here's me I gave him really cute shorts. He's got this like blue button up, really cute shorts, and then he wears like, I don't know what they're called, but he wears little patches of fur like on his belt. I don't know what to call it, but I think it just looks really cool. It adds another layer to him, and I'm basically just mapping out how I want his other hand to work, because obviously one of his hands has to be the lasso, the other one, I'm just kind of playing around with it. I made it into a revolver where he can like spin it around, attach his hand, and spin back around and use it as a gun, because, you know, that's how Mega Man works. And he's wearing this like barrel of oil on his back because that's where I wanted him to store stuff. I wanted him to be able to basically suck up cows like a cowboy does, and then he stores them into his oil barrel and shoots them back out at Mega Man. That's would be his boss fight basically. Here's me getting distracted and doing my daily Wordle. I don't remember which day this was, but I'm kind of fucking around. Probat isn't even a real word. It's unbelievable sometimes the things that I'd be doing. Man, I played Wordle for a while. I am not good at this at all. Okay, wait. Here's me doing line art. And in case you're wondering what brush I'm using, in case you're wondering what program I'm on, I think you gotta Google Clip Studio Paint. This is like a paid version, but I'm sure there's ways around paying for it. Wink wink, nudge nudge. But I'm using the default like rough pen because I don't know, I like the way it looks. I like being a little bit, I like it when I'm a little bit out of control while drawing. Like, it's fine if the brush does a bit of the heavy lifting as well. It's just got this like weird, like random pattern, and it just looks good as hell. But yeah, what much else is there to say about me drawing over my sketch and doing my line art? Let me talk, I guess I could talk more about what inspired me for this one. Basically, the main things I was thinking about was Cassidy from Overwatch, because that's like, if I think of a cowboy, that's the one that pops up into my head, and just, I don't know, he reminds me of like, his like amount of goofiness kind of reminds me of like a male Fortnite skin. Just the way that he's like, he looks like a bumbling idiot, and that's exactly my favorite type of guy. It's just like a dude who doesn't look like he should be able to dress himself properly, but he's still like capable of killing people for fun. Which is, yeah, again, that's basically what I'm aiming for with this character. I'm probably not gonna win with this fucking design. I've seen some of the other ones. The deadline's already over. It's not like I can go back and make a better one, but I've seen some of the other robots that people are making, and I'm just thinking, damn, I am slacking off. I'm probably the worst person imaginable. I'm the worst person imaginable, and I am on the Epstein client list. That's what I was thinking when I was looking at other people's designs. But here's me forgetting what a star looks like and making the absolute most wonky looking sheriff badge imaginable. I don't know what those lines are about. I keep putting those lines everywhere. Like on the star, it kind of reminds me of the dude from Earthbound, the Starman from Earthbound, which, you know, I was playing Earthbound while I was designing this. I had just come back from like a very long trip, and I was just playing Earthbound when I was on my vacation, so that probably like stuck with me while I was making this. But here's me mapping out what I want his beautiful face to look like. I don't know why this... I don't know, when I'm watching this, like the footage is kind of glitchy for me, so I probably need to fix that. I didn't know what to do with his eyes at first. I of course wanted him to have like cow spots, because he's like parts cow, parts man. That's his whole deal basically, but I forgot what a cow's eyes look like. I was thinking about a goat with how they have those like weird sideways eyes, but yeah, I just made him look as like stupid friendly as possible. Like, this guy wouldn't hurt a fly. This guy has flies buzzing around him actually, because he's a cow. He doesn't wipe his ass. That's his new character trait. That's his iconic voice line is, I don't wipe my ass. That's what he says after killing Mega Man. Actually, like, Capcom, if you put this in the game, you have to include that line now, or else I'm suing, or else like you're not faithfully adapting my character 100%. I also wanted to kind of map out what he actually does in combat, which I think I've already explained. He just sucks up cows, among other things, like hay bales, little parts of the terrain maybe, and then he shoots it back down. It's not the most, like, crazy thing in the world, but, you know, I just came back from a whole trip. I should have done this, like, before I went on a vacation, but, yeah, who cares? Again, he's just like, I don't know if his design is a little too much. He's got like a lot of like, a couple of moving parts, like the ropes attached to his body, and like the weird things of animal skin that I put next to him, that I put around his belt. But I don't know if it's like too much. But I've seen a couple of like really nice other people's designs that like they have this amount of detail and more, so it makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, yeah, it's fine. I'm basically done with all the line art now. Uh, this is me designing his pistol, his like revolver thing, because I wanted him to obviously, you know, a revolver has 6 shots. I think, going back on that thing I said before about his design influences, Black Dahlia is probably like, I probably like subconsciously stole most of this out of Skullgirls, like I always do when I'm making new characters. But uh, Black Dolly is a character that's, you know, she's evil, she has a gun for a head, and I don't, it looks a little something like this. I don't know, she doesn't have a, like, I think she can turn it into a hand, but she doesn't do it quite the way that Cowman does, which is, that's something that Cowman does better than Black Dolly, I guess. Skullgirls 0, sauerkrautFAKE 1. Am I right, guys? Moving on to coloring, I think I spent a lot of time. I was I was talking to my friends and being like a lazy chud when I was making this, so I spent a lot of time basically just doing nothing. And when it finally came, when the time finally came to pick my palette, I basically forgot what I was doing. I think in my brain I want him to be more reddish, like I want him to have, yes, a little bit of blue, but also like a reddish theme for like his coats and his hats and stuff. But I went with a more like, the red is definitely a more like muted aspect of his design in the end, because I definitely overused my browns and blues a lot, which, you know, I don't know, I like the color blue, that's my favorite color, so what can you expect from me? Either way, I think yeah, like, I don't know, I basically just, like, this is just me coloring him. It's about as average as you'd expect. I think in your head you probably already knew exactly what colors I was gonna give everything. Yeah, and you are probably picturing, like, 10 different ways to do this design better than I did. And you know what? More power to you. If you want to draw some, then I have a Twitter. Tag me. Which you probably won't, because I don't really know. I don't think this is like the type of video that's, I don't even think people are watching this. I think like right now I'm just talking to myself for the most part, but for his skin color I chose a more brownish color. I probably should have made him darker, to be fair, because basically if I have the small amount of chance to have my guy be put into a Mega Man game, of course I'm gonna make him brown. I want more brown people in that video game, which is such a noble cause for me. It's such a noble hill for me to die on, that I think it's just like, it's genuinely beautiful. That deserves at least 10 subscribers, and I think somebody should start making one of those like top 10 respect moments for sauerkrautFAKE, where it's just like an hour-long Oni placed compilation of me making this guy brown skinned. I'm gonna be so honest, I don't have anything of value to say while I'm coloring this. What can I say? I don't know color theory. I just chose the colors I just chose the browns that looked the nicest. I just played with my color wheel. I chose colors at random actually. I closed my eyes and I just started twisting my color wheel left and right to see what shades of brown I should use here. So I might as well use this part of the process to answer some iconic viewer questions. Sonic EXE fan 123 asked, "What's your stance on the new Overwatch update?" And I say, Vendetta's pretty fun. I have played her like a little bit in her hero trial. I haven't had much time to play Overwatch recently because I don't know, I have other things to do. I have a sauerkraut reel video coming up. I just have like, you know, my wife and my kids. They're doing like tons of awesome stuff. But yeah, new Overwatch season's pretty good. Richter Von Sands asked, what are you planning to do when you reach 1 million subscribers? And to that I say, tough luck, buddy, that's not happening. Look at the type of videos I'm pushing out right now. I'm doing a fake Q&A while I'm coloring a Mega Man character. Like, who's watching this? No group of million people is gonna show up for this. And that's the only 2 questions I got, actually. The rest of my comments completely empty, just absolutely nothing going on down there. Here's me forgetting what a Mega Man character looks like again. I don't really know what I was doing. But, yeah, basically, a lot of brown, a lot of blue, very nice looking colors. I think this color palette, like some people say they can taste colors, I'm one of those people, actually. I just decided that. And I think, yeah, this is a beautiful color palette. It tastes like blue raspberry mixed with chocolate. Which, not sure if that exists, but that's what I'd say is, you know, the taste buds don't lie. I'm not really sure what to say. I'm not really sure what I was doing for the rest of this. I'm basically done already. Like, yeah, just turn it in right now, sauerkraut. Just export already. You're just drawing out time. You're making those freaking bullet cases red. Nobody cares, bro. Who gaff? But you know what? You know what? I gaff. Make those bullet casings red, and yeah, export this, post this out to Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, I think I spent a little bit of time just scrolling Twitter instead of doing like my actual work here. But you know what? That's fine. That's totally fine. You know, every artist has their flaws. Every hero has their Achilles heel, and mine is scrolling on Twitter and playing Overwatch. So what more can I say? I'm only human. Coloring his face. His face is probably like my favorite part, actually. His face is just like really cute. I like that he has a cow nose. I like that he has those weird cow spots, obviously, like every cow has that. All of his friend cows, like this is a man that like runs around the fields with the cows that he tames, and also shits with them. Obviously, his iconic catchphrase, "I don't wipe myself." Ooh ooh ooh. That's what he says after frolicking around and eating grass with his favorite cow friends. But it's probably unless Capcom really just hates innovation, creativity, fun, and everything, they're probably not gonna put this in because this design is just much too good. It's like it overshadows all of the other designs that people have made because it's just too good. Like the Lego YouTuber, it's too good. It's just too good. Oh my god, this guy opened Twitter again. Just finish your coloring, dude. Just finish your coloring. Shut the hell up. Don't open Twitter. I didn't know what to do with the background. A lot of people I've seen just put like a plain color for their background. I wanted to be different. I wanted to look for like a little Mega Man grid, like one of those things that you'll see when you press the pause button in one of these games, but I couldn't find anything. I went with this cow pattern instead. I had a little like, what is that? Like gray chocolate, whatever, and Man, imagine the dude with the ashiest skin imaginable comes up to you and he's like flirting with you and he's like, hey, why don't you come over here? I got some great chocolates, am I right, guys? That's this guy. That's one of his hobbies, I've just decided. That's basically just all he likes to do in his free time is start shitting and not wiping his pants and flirting with people, like offering his great chocolatey skin to people because he's so ashy and he doesn't use lotion on anything. That's his iconic character traits, and that's his second catchphrase as well, which, if you already bought the talking plushie that says his first catchphrase, you might want to refund this, because his new catchphrase is, hey guys, who's up for some great chocolates? And that talking plushie is gonna cost you a little more money, but it's okay, because all the Cowman fans are rich, because they're all really kind-hearted people, they're all really great, and they love spending as much money as possible on this Cowman character who's coming in Mega Man Duo Override, confirmed 2026. In case you're wondering, here's the final post. Basically, it's that thing that we've been talking about this entire time. It's Cowman. What more can I say? He's about as simple as it gets. His lore is basically, obviously, he was built by Dr. Wily. He wants to kill Mega Man for no reason, and he just lives on this like big ranch where he herds cows and drinks beer. He drinks milk actually out of dirty glasses, and he milks himself when he runs. He's got that iconic lovable character trait of milking himself while he runs. That's why he's got those udders under his hat. I love the idea of him like being in the game, and then like for his animation, he just like tips his hat and you see his massive udders spilling out from under it, and then he puts his hat back on and shoots cows at you because, well, that's what I've decided that he does. Either way, I love Mega Man, I love Cowman, I can't wait for Mega Man Duo Override. Thank you for listening to me like talking to myself for so long, and goodbye.